Personal health records are used and controlled by patients. Health information exchanges are used and controlled by other stakeholders for whose primary purpose is data exchange on behalf of patients. Furthermore, the model for how personal health records should operate, coexist, and be managed within a health information exchange network or health information organization has not been fully developed. At this time, the advice to readers is to monitor the development of personal health records and apply the same privacy and security principles to the access and use of personal health data as would be applied to exchange any other information within a provider organization, between a provider and other providers, or business partners, or within a health information management organization.
Okay.
So that's kind of talking about, the security, that what they're saying is that, the rules apply the same to a personal health record as they do to other, which means that they need to monitor and they need to watch the data in the personal health record. And it says that the security principles to the access and use of the personal health data should be applied to exchange any other information within a provider organization, between a provider and other providers or business partners, or within health information management organization.
Okay. Okay. That sounds good.
So that's what I am looking for is the slide before that which is on risk assessment. But do you want to just keep moving on and we'll get back to that?
Yeah, because I was trying to find something online with that because I've looked in both of my HEMA books, and I couldn't find anything in regards to that. So, but we'll come back to it. We'll come back to
Okay.
it.
Great. Okay.
Okay, so moving on to slide number 7, um, which is number 14.
Yeah. Okay. You want me to go or you want to go?
Oh, I can go ahead.
Okay.
Okay. Um, the question is, contingency planning includes which of the following processes? Contingency planning includes which of the following processes? Does it include data quality, system analysis, disaster planning, or hiring practices? Contingency planning includes which of the following processes? I've never heard of this before. Hmm. Okay. Um,
Well, let's go in to see. I'm going to look to see what contingency means,
yeah, that's a good
one of
idea.
the keywords. And according to this, the definition of contingency is, let me see, it says examples of contingency. In making our business plans, we try to prepare for any contingent that might occur, or agencies trying to provide for every contingency in a national emergency. Contingency is sort of like a backup, something that happens in case something does occur. So data quality really would not be a contingent plan. Data quality is, quality of data. It's the
Okay.
data that's included in whatever, the personal health record, the CPOE is quality data.
Mhm.
Systems analysis is not a contingency plan. That's not like a backup plan.
Oh.
No,
Okay, so I believe that it would be disaster planning.
that's exactly right. Yes.
Mhm.
And some parts of the country, when I was did one of my first rotations at one of the hospitals in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
They had because of the hurricane, they always have to have like a contingency plan, like where are you going to put the medical records? Because they were not electronic. There was a small 35-bed hospital. It was a rehab hospital. So every time there was a hurricane warning, we had to have a contingency plan, like what room was going to be where they were going to lock up all the rest of the medical records.
Mm-hmm.
Contingency planning is, I want to see if I can just go in and kind of explain it, see if this goes on more, a backup in case something happens. It says a contingency is a future event or circumstance that is possible but cannot be predicted with certainty.
Mm-hmm.
And it says a provision for such an event or circumstance. So basically, a plan. It says a contingency plan is a plan devised for a specific situation when things go wrong. Contingency plans are often devised by governments or businesses who want to be prepared for anything that could happen.
Okay.
So that's a disaster planning.
Okay. Awesome. Awesome. Okay. We're going to go on to the next slide, which is slide number 8. It says, which of the following techniques would a facility employ for access control? Which of the following techniques would a facility employ for access control? And the choices are automatic log off, passwords, token, or unique user identification. Would it be A, 1 and 4, which is automatic log off or unique user identification? B, 1 and 2 only, which is automatic log off and passwords? Or C, 2 and 4 only, would be passwords and unique user identification? Or D, all of the above? Which of the following techniques would a facility employ for access control? I've never heard of token.
I'm looking at the book here, and it doesn't say, oh, here we go. Let me tell you what it says about token.
Mm-hmm.
And it's exactly what it says. The token is the size of a credit card and displays a number that changes every minute. Each user card generates a unique sequence of numbers, and through an algorithm, assigns the user access privileges for an application.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay.
That's what a token is. But look at the authentication. I can never pronounce this word.
Authentication
rules. The token tools. Like, what would be a tool? Think back of like what would be a tool to be able to for a hospital employee or a healthcare employee for access control. Think of try to kind of relate to when your program was, I don't know, different than mine or not, but how you were able to gain access into a system, that you were like Allscripts. I used Allscripts, or now at Holy Cross I'm using Gravity. How are you looking, and this is not your everyday computer at home, and how you were able to log into that. So kind of make the relation, and what do you think that they would be?
Okay, well, I know for sure where my husband works at, they use a token type authentication, and he's shared that with me because I'm always on him about whenever you leave your computer, you never leave it where it's on where anybody can come in and type anything or send out an email under your login name.
Right.
I'm always on him about that. And he says, oh, because I'm always like Control Alt Delete, and I lock my keys. I lock my system. And that's a habit I always have whenever I would leave my desk. I'm always Control Alt Delete. But based on where he works, um, they use a token card that he swipes or that he puts in, and the system will read who he is, and he would, use the card to do his work. And whenever he would leave, he would remove the card and take it with him. So that's something. But something at home, we don't have tokens at home. Automatic log off. I imagine you can set up your network to do that at home. I've never had to do that because I'm at home, but I can imagine you can do that. And it does do that at work. I've had that at the hospital system where I worked at. They have had an automatic log off if the keys weren't stroked in so many minutes. Within a 10 or 15-minute time frame, it'll automatically log you off. Or the privacy control officer or the person that's working system control, if they notice that anybody's access was on over a too long of a period of time, they would go in and automatically log you off. So that's not something we have at home. Passwords, yes, we have passwords here. User unique user identification. That's another thing that we have here. If it says, it may have my icon and it may say access for Tara. And I may have certain things. If I put my personal access in for Tara, then there are certain favorites that I have for me under that access. There are certain icons that I have for me under that access. If it's access for Bobby, there are certain access that he has for Bobby, certain favorites that he has saved and things of that nature.
Well, remember what the question's asking: what following techniques would a facility employ?
Right.
Access control. So this is not, your private home. And when you look at them, think, like the token it looks like it's a good way to go in and to get access. But what happens? Can it be lost? Yeah. Sometimes token, if you're not careful, it can get lost. It can fall off your keychain or whatever. So, do you think that may be a good way to get access for healthcare employees? I don't know. That's kind of iffy. So, think about automatic log off, which I don't know. Even at my job too, and I'm not. This is not a healthcare. It doesn't have automatic log off when you don't use it for a long time, like the RHIA system. It automatically logs off because they said to me, "Hurry up and type it in because it logs off." So that might be a technique, but think of like the easiest ways for a healthcare facility. Try not to read into the question anymore.
Okay.
Back when you did your rotation, sometimes I think we have a tendency of doing that. We read into the question a little bit more. So tell me what you think, and in your experience in the healthcare facility, which is probably the easiest way to log in.
Password. Password.
Okay, that's a good start. That's a very good start.
Okay.
And then there's one more.
Okay, password and user identification.
So you think it's C?
Yes.
Okay. It is C, 1 and 2 only. And I'll tell you what it says about. Tokens in this, not for the tour, but it says the health information and why. And you'll get this question right on the exam because it says tokens are a small size of a credit card, displays a number that changes every minute. It says because the holder of the user card and the number sequence is unique, the number sequence is used as the session password for that computer system. He says the problem with cards, though, is that they can be lost.